Okay, let's see if we can make some garden cloche in order to start our farming. So first we're going to need an engineer's workbench. We're going to need a crafting table that isn't being used at the moment. So let's make that real quick. Okay, so garden cloche. We're going to need incandescent light bulbs, which we need an engineer's workbench. Which we're going to need treated wood slabs, wood fences, engineer's crafting table, and an iron ingot. Let's go ahead and make some fences. Next up, we want to make the crafting table. And now we have the engineer's crafting table. However, we do need the engineer's table. So we're one step closer. We have the iron ingots, the 2 wood slabs, the 1 wooden fence, and the engineer's crafting table. Bam. We can now place down the engineer's workbench. Alright, what next do we need? We need engineer's blueprint. We're going to need glass, bamboo, and a copper ingots. Luckily, we have a block of snad with the bamboo, so we can easily grow it. Highly recommend making one. Let's see. Engineer's blueprint needs aluminum, which you need bauxite, which is 3 orange, 1 white. Put that into the crafting table. Block of raw bauxite. You want to make this into raw bauxite, and now you want to cook it. Aluminum ingots. What else do we need? We need paper and blue dye. Engineer's blueprint. We have one of those. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put that inside of the engineer's table. I don't know if you need to keep making new ones, but in the meantime, I'll just keep everything on me. Let's see. I am running out of space in the diamond backpack, so we're gonna have to make another right farm. Okay, so we need copper and glass. Put that in there. Make 12 of these so far. Alright, what else do we need? We need iron mechanical components, which uses 4 iron plates to 1 copper ingot. Going to make one of those. And make the first garden cloche. Perfect. Now, how does this work, you're wondering? Well, it needs power, first of all, so if you haven't made power, go ahead and do that. Let's see, place this down next to a source of power. I believe you can have a connector at the bottom, or at the top. Let's see. We do have connectors in our chest, so let's get one of those. We're going to use the immersive engineering windmill to power this device. And you're also going to need LV wire coils. Oh, I guess what I could do is just move the relay up. We're going to attach an LV wire connector at the top of the garden cloche and connect that to the relay. Perfect. Bam. There we go. Alright, so we put a connector on the top of the garden cloche. Have it connect to our relay, which connects to the accumulator for the windmill. And we have powered up the garden cloche. Now what we need is a soil. If you've already worked on mystical agriculture, you should already have some inferium essences. You need these in order to make the better farmland available. So the first tier is inferium, second tier is prudentium, next tier is tertium, imperium, and then supremium. Now I made these beforehand, so if you want to learn how to make these, you're gonna have to start with dirt with inferium essence and a hoe, and you get inferium farmland. This is the basic recipe for the farmlands. You need the essence as well as dirt and a hoe, and then you're able to make that specific farmland. So if you have a master infusion crystal, you can upgrade your inferium essences to the next tier. So just do that. You're gonna need 4, I believe 16 to make 1 supremium. I don't have that, but I'll demonstrate how to do this. So 4, you get 4 prudentium essences. You put that in the same spot again, you get tertium. And if you had enough inferium essences, you could do this all the way to supremium. In our case, we already pre-made these. I just have to find them. There it is. Tertium, farmland, and 1 imperium. Let's go ahead and use the imperium since we already have it. Alright, just put it in the garden cloche. And now we need a seed. We do need more inferium essences, so let's go ahead and put one of those in there. So, hopefully you've made a farm, a basic farm setup for inferium essences, because you're going to need a lot of it. Highly recommend the crate harvester. Take your inferium seeds, go back all the way to the garden cloche, plop it in there. Oh yeah, it's also gonna need water, I believe. I need a water tank, don't I? We'll make it ugly for now. We'll improve upon it later. Let's see. The back of this is where the water pipe needs to be set into, so let's go ahead and put it right here. The cheapest way to do this is to use a singularity tank with 2 fluid hoppers. You need to put the singularity tank in the opposing corner, or in our case, the jumbo tank. Let's see. Put a block there. I'm gonna break it just in case right now. Place the tank, break that block. Fluid hoppers going into the jumbo tank. And then we're going to need water. Okay, you want to place the water in the spots that don't have fluid hoppers. This will make the infinite water source on the corners. Perfect. This will slowly fill up the jumbo tank. Okay, now we need to pipe water from there to over here. So we're going to use cyclic fluid cables. Connect to the edge where it has the gaping hole in the side of the garden cloche. And connect it from any side of the jumbo tank. Perfect. Now that you did so, you need to specify to the cyclic cable that it needs to extract into the garden cloche. So go up to the jumbo tank where the fluid cable meets the jumbo tank, right click, and that is all you need to do. Garden cloche will now be powered and have a steady supply of water. And that's how it works. We're going to expand on this off video. I'm going to expand this to have basically every kind of prop. But we need to make like a dedicated spot for this. But since I already placed this here, I might as well just make like a little farm area in this spot. But yeah, that is all. We made our first garden cloche.